packaging was good. It was just bubble wrapped, and that works great for this product. There are 3 distinct pieces: the hitch, the bar that connects the hitch to the rack, and then the bike rack itself. That comes with 4 bolts, and it's real easy to assemble. One thing is you do have to pull off these caps first to be able to fit the pieces together. They won't fit together otherwise. And it's, yeah, simple. Slide it on, bolt it in. These bolts are locking bolts, so that is super nice. It won't come undone. This one has 1 pin as well as 1 bolt. Lock it tight. Then slide it into the hitch. Now this is where I encountered my first problem. The first problem was that the bolt didn't fit. It wasn't long enough for my hitch, and I could just use a hitch pin, but I tried 2 hitch pins. One of them wasn't long enough. This isn't due to the bike rack itself. This is just due to the type of truck I have and how wide that hitch receiver is in the truck. Then I pushed the rack in too far and it got stuck here. You can see I just jerked it out. So just watch out for that if you push it beyond where the pin location is. The removable pins allow you to adjust it for either loading bikes potentially if it's super heavy, or if you just want to store it located flat so that it doesn't move around. But you can see there's 2 points here where you can adjust it, and 1 on the bottom by the hitch, 1 up top, and that is nice. Instead of having a pin go through like the hitch, it just pops over like that. It felt sturdy. I don't think that's coming undone. Here is the strap to connect the bike. Now this takes a little bit of time to undo. It takes a little bit of technique and is, well, maybe not the best system, but it wasn't terrible. This right here is 8 times the speed to remove all these. So you can see it did take quite a while. Part of it is just figuring out that technique. I got a little bit faster as I went, but yeah, the straps aren't my favorite. Okay, to put the first bike on, I just did a normal mountain bike here, and I left all the attachments on, like the toddler seat and everything, and it went on fine. There is play though. There is a little bit of play, especially down in the hitch area, and that's why it accentuates over the whole thing. It's not coming undone, but it definitely can move around a little bit. I wanted to try all the different variations of bikes. So here's a toddler bike. Wanted to see if this is easy to strap on. I mean, if you have a truck or a vehicle, you just basically throw this in the truck or vehicle. You don't really need to strap it on, but it's strapped on, which is kind of cool. No problems. And then I decided to put the Behemoth bike on, which is a 60-pound e-bike, and it was difficult. I struggled a little bit to get it up and over and right. So what I found out is put one side on first and then lift the other side, and that seemed to work fine. Strapping the bike in is easier to me than unstrapping the bike as far as speed goes. So what are we missing out on this bike rack? First is this style is cumbersome to remove. It's pretty actually quick to put on, but it also doesn't ratchet in any manner, or it's not elastic, so it will move around slightly more. Will it hold? It'll absolutely hold. It'll just take longer to put on and take off, and there's going to be a little bit more play in the bike. Okay, so let's test how fast it'll come off. There is just a little bit of play down here. Now you can see it moving right there in the hitch. It's not much, but when it accentuates all the way out here, it looks like a lot. But I don't think that's going to be a big deal at all. I wanted to push this close to its limit. That's why I put the 60-pound bike on the far outside to see if it would bend it at all or move it at all, and it's been great the whole time. What I'll do when I'm normally using it is put the heavier and bigger bikes closer to the vehicle, and then the smaller bikes, like the kids' bikes, out here as far out as possible. And I think that's going to keep it from moving as much. The more weight further out is going to cause more movement. So the bike rack interferes with the backup camera. I see. You have to turn that setting off in a vehicle if you have a backup camera to be able to back up the bike. So that could be slightly annoying, but that's going to happen with any bike rack. So I'm pleasantly surprised with this bike rack. I thought the quality would actually be a little bit worse. We'll see. Time will tell after a couple years, but I think for normal use cases, it's going to be great.